Royal Ascot is fast approaching here on Sky Sports Racing. There have been 14 US winners down the years from 129 runners, mainly thanks to Wesley Ward. He's got 3 runners this year. However, this one isn't. This is Gabaldon, who is trained by Jose D'Angelo. Took a familiar route into this contest. Last time around, he managed to win over at Gulfstream Park. He won the Royal Palm for Colts. That's a race that led to None Metz running in a race at Royal Ascot 12 months ago. But Crimson Advocate won the fillies version last year. He's a speedy type. Misael Jaramillo took the ride this day. He's coming over to ride at Royal Ascot as well. I believe that'll be his first Royal Ascot ride. But he's a very good judge of pace, is Jaramillo. However, Gabaldon, he's a very smart individual early on. We've only seen him once, but whether he's going to be good enough, I'm not overly sure. He might just be outclassed here at Royal Ascot. That's Gabaldon for Jose D'Angelo. We'll get into the Wesley Ward runners as Ultimate Grace came to the track with a really big reputation. Now, you will notice there is nothing else running against Ultimate Grace because there was a ton of non-runners on the day. And Ultimate Grace basically did what she had to do. She's going to go for the Queen Mary. Johnny Velazquez came to ride this horse in a piece of work, and this is him riding on debut as well. And effectively, he got on board for that piece of work. He got off and he said to Wesley Ward, no one else goes near this horse. This is my horse. No one else is going to ride it. So, big praise from Johnny Velazquez. This will be one of the leading hopes for the Wesley Ward team, albeit none of them are really strongly fancied favourites. However, did it nicely that day, travelled well throughout the contest. There's plenty of her as well, Ultimate Grace. She could just be an interesting runner in the Queen Mary. You've got Saturday Flirt as well, who we're going to see running in a second on turf. Now, you will notice she's behind. That's not really the Wesley Ward MO. And in fairness, it wasn't really the MO for that day. She just missed the break a touch. Iradotis Jr. Took the ride. He just let her run in behind a few runners. And you'll notice how impressive she is on the stretch. Now, that form hasn't worked out fantastically. The horse that's back in second, Bois Blanc, was well beaten at Gulfstream Park the start after in the Royal Palm. Cotillard finishes back in 5th, managed to win subsequently, but blinkers are on this day. They've said they're going to take blinkers off for Royal Ascot. That is something that Wesley Ward has never done. He has never taken blinkers off of a horse to come to Royal Ascot. He's going to go for the Norfolk, but do not expect him to run early because they're going to try and restrain him, and they're going to try and do effectively exactly what they did on that debut run. Now, we've also got Burning Pine in here, who is kind of here by mistake, was never really thought of as a Royal Ascot horse. However, Burning Pine came out and did this on the same day that we saw Saturday Flirt. Beat 2 subsequent winners in this contest. Like I say, wasn't really thought of as a Royal Ascot horse, but Wesley Ward has come out and said, quite simply, Burning Pine isn't as good as Saturday Flirt. So that's sort of the pecking order that we're dealing with. He did also go on to say that Burning Pine is a very different horse altogether because she's quite tall, she's quite leggy. She's going to go for the Albany, and she's going to try and end the hoodoo of Wesley Ward not having a 6-furlong winner among 2-year-olds at Royal Ascot. But that's going to be something a little bit tougher further down the line. That's Burning Pine. Like I say, all 3 Wesley Ward horses are at backable prices. And so is this guy, Missed the Cut. If you're not an American racing fan, you will still know him because he managed to win at Royal Ascot a few seasons ago when trained by George Bowie. Now, that was in the Golden Gates Handicap in 2022. He raced in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Don't hold that against him. He finished last. It was a good race, and obviously he's not a dirt horse. But on this day, he was very good. He finished back in second behind Silver Knot in front and Bold Act, a horse, back in third. Now, Silver Knot over in the UK is a very good horse. He's brilliant over in the US, and he's really taken to it very well. And Bold Act is a good horse, obviously, for Charlie Appleby. To split those two, that's none too bad. He's going to go towards the Hardwick. He's going to be partnered by James Doyle as well. That's the plan anyway, that James Doyle will take the ride. But Missed the Cut, the only question is if he's good enough. That'll be in the Hardwick at Royal Ascot. So that's a look through some of the Royal Ascot runners from the US. Maybe not as strong of a team as has been the case in recent years. But a reminder, you can go onto the At The Races website, attheraces.com/Ascot, to get your ultimate guide to Royal Ascot. Tips and odds, horses to follow, expert insight, including myself, I apologise for that, and plenty of stats ahead of the big meeting. That's attheraces.com/Ascot.